Coming to you from the Stable Internet Studios, it's the Believe in the Southside Boys. I am Steve-O. You can find me on Twitter at Drunk Shy Sox Fan. And joining me, as always, is the one, the only, Carrie.
Well, that's really a great intro, Steven. And are you wearing a batting helmet?
I am wearing a batting helmet.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. Yeah, what's going on? It's your boy Carrie. You can find me on Twitter at that baseball fan. Gotta like both of us on Twitter. Steve, you want to give the plug for everything?
Absolutely. Make sure you rate, subscribe, review to the podcast. We very much appreciate everybody who does so. Shout out to our guy, Alex Rude, who is the only person who's yet to rate us, even though he said we're a Chris Benoit podcast, which is not correct. True. But we do appreciate the 5-star rating because we're higher rated than those bums over at Sons of Honarchy. Yes, so please make sure you do that. We appreciate everybody who tunes in, not only tuning in over our podcast platforms, which, you know, we're on Apple, we're on Spotify, we're on wherever you catch your podcast, but we're also live on YouTube with every single episode that we come out with. So please make sure you join us on YouTube, subscribe to us there, and join us in the comments because we absolutely love the live comments when they come in, even when Beer Garden Jim likes to just spam us with Brian Billick comments. So.
And Steve, I'm very happy right now.
Tell me why you're happy.
I just hit a 3-leg parlay.
That's fantastic.
A baseball one, and it was like plus 700 through like, I think it was like $40 on it. So I'm coming home with some decent money.
Okay.
It involves Reed Detmers over 1.5 walks, Astros scoring 5 runs, and the Marlins winning. I mean, the Rangers winning game 1 today, and they did. Everything just hit. So I just got really happy like this exact moment.
Wow. There you go. Cashing out, baby. Congratulations, Carrie. I'm a small betting guy. I can only do solo bets these days, man. Like, I don't know what it is about parlays. They're just like, you know, I hit like 1 out of 10. And the odds are just never good enough. So
I've been on a streak, but you know what? To go with that, the Guardians are now tied with the Angels 4-4.
Okay. Well, I'm hoping the Angels hang on. The White Sox need all the help that they can possibly get, despite them going 5-2 in their last road stand. They had a road trip, I should say. I always say road stand. That's not, I combine like home stand and road trip. But the road trip, the West Coast road trip, we have to recap that because we have not recorded since then. So Carrie, we get, did we record after the Mariners series? We did record after the Mariners series, didn't we? Pardon me. But what did I say before tell everybody, Carrie, tell them, what did I say?
I mean, you said they were going to go 5-2. I said 4-3, but
you said 4-3.
You were right. You were right, Steve. Again, you've been calling some of these, some of these things correctly lately. I mean, like, especially like the records and stuff like that. So, I believe against the Astros, you said every game they were going to win. They did. So yeah, kudos to you. I mean, I've always said when you have bad takes, I will gladly broadcast them.
Absolutely.
And when you have good ones, I'll do the same thing. So, yeah, you called 5-2. I couldn't believe it. And, you said it.
For sure. I guess I just got to speak things into existence now. So the White Sox are going to win the AL Central, right, Carrie?
Yeah, let's hope so.
I don't even know if I can talk myself into that one. So here's the problem, right? The White Sox go 5-2 on the road. They take 3 out of 4 from the A's since the last time we recorded. It should have been a sweep, but that old hag Tony had to make his appearance out of the hospital. Keep him as far away from this team as you possibly can is where I'm at. I really think I don't think that these guys wish ill upon Tony. Don't get me wrong. I don't think that Liam Hendricks is in the back of the locker room just, putting witches' hexes on Tony La Russa and wishing death upon him. But at the same time, I think that these guys, they vibe different without him in the clubhouse. I said this last time around. And on top of that, if anything, they're playing for a guy who's dying. right? You can't measure that, but that brings a little bit of excitement to your clubhouse, right?
Yeah. I mean, Steve, you've seen the quotes, you've seen the post game interviews, you've seen it all. I keep on saying this. There's no such thing as coincidences, and it's not a coincidence they're playing better without this guy, okay? And that they're having more fun and they're vibing, and like you said, I mean, come on, like the one, and then the one game he's there, they suck.
Yeah.
Come on,
Come on. This
like,
man just had a pacemaker procedure just happen. There
just
is
go
no way.
away.
There's no way that he should be let back into a major league dugout right now. He is not fit to be a major league manager, especially for a team that's making a playoff push. Okay. No doctor could possibly think that this is good for this old man, right?
No, and the only doctor that would be like some doctor in like Texas probably, but like like no, like it's just keep him away. Let the man live out his life happy. Okay, he's rich. He's gets away with DUIs. Like just let him
He's a Hall of Fame
chill.
baseball person.
He's a
Let him
Hall of
be a
Fame
Hall of
baseball
Fame
person.
baseball person. Exactly.
And just stay away from the team.
Away from the White Sox dugout in particular. Yes. Honestly, if you really want to have him there, that's fine. Put him in the press box. Put him in the box with Jerry. Let him hang out with his cigar buddy. And that's it. I think this team is just playing so much better and has such a different energy with Miguel Cairo in there. Can you disagree with that?
No, Steve. I think it was. Were you texting me about how when they were all out of the clubhouse? Or no, you know what? I was talking to our buddy Mansu Lee.
Oh,
there was a picture of all of the players outside of the clubhouse after they scored a bunch of those runs in the 9th inning against Oakland.
Mm-hmm.
And we were like, Tony probably would have been like, pretend like you've been here before. Like, get the hell in, like just probably making them be miserable, So there is totally a different vibe. And Cairo might not even be the best manager, but just anybody is better than Tony at this point. So
yeah, 100%. 100%. All right, let's recap this series real quick. So we already talked about the Mariners, so let's hop into the A's. First game was an absolute slugfest for the White Sox, 14-2. Yohan Moncada, 5-hit game, 5 ribbies, and 2 bombs out of Yohan. Yohan heating up? You feeling good about him?
I don't know. I feel the same about him, right? I'm not going to let a couple games, get me too amped up about this guy. I mean, it's been like, 2 to 3 years since he's actually been himself. I don't know. I know that seems like, half glass empty type of, fanning, as someone would say, but I'm a realist, and Yohan just has sucked this year. Actually, since 2020, he's not been that good of a hitter. Fielding wise, amazing. Such a good fielder. But hitting, I'm not going to get too excited yet.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I mean, here's the thing. He's not 2019 Yohan Moncada, right? That Yohan Moncada has definitely not been present at the plate. However, you have to think that even 2021 Yohan Moncada was so much better than 2022 Yohan Moncada, even at the plate.
Yes.
He was still his weighted runs created plus and his OPS plus were still above league incredible, average, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. He's not even close to that now. And I know it's really hard to get excited, even with his couple monster games that he's had in the last couple weeks. Last 15 games, his slash line is 246, 324, 426. I'll be honest, if I can get a 324 OBP and a 426 slugging out of Moncada for the rest of the season, and if the White Sox are in the playoffs, I'll live with it. I'll absolutely live with it.
Yeah.
I think he's got to clear his headspace, figure out whatever the hell is going on at the plate for him, and then put in work in the offseason. A lot of people, I think, want to shit on him for not being hardworking and not hustling. But I mean, this is a guy who is a former #1 prospect in baseball. Okay. Guy has so much talent, right? As long as I think it's all mental. I don't think it's a talent thing. I don't think it's a hard work thing. I just think it's a mental thing. And I think this being, I think once he works through these injuries, once he can get his body fully healthy, he's going to figure it out. He's young, and he's young. Like, people forget Yoan Moncada is younger than I am, Carrie. And I know you always joke about me being a freaking kid. He's younger than I am.
Yeah, I know. I just I believe in. I don't think he's going to be 2022 Yoan ever again, right? I think this is just like a bad season starting out. He started out the year hurt, I believe, too.
Yep.
So like, I'm not gonna sit here and say this is Yoan and who he is. I think he's more of who he was last year. A guy that just gets on base, doesn't hit too many homers, but is a good second hitter, right? I think that's who he is. But just come back to your question. I'm not going to get too excited, but I hope and pray that we can get how Yoan's hitting right now, and even Grandal's starting to hit a little bit. I mean, he's just like more normal, right, than who he has been all year. So you just need this last, 20-something days of these two guys to come out of their shell, and they might win the division.
Yeah. Like I said, they're going to need a little bit of help, but it's absolutely possible if they keep winning. Right? You can go 5-2 on a road trip. That's completely acceptable, especially out on the West Coast against the Mariners to start and taking 2 out of 3, and then 3 out of 4 against Oakland, even though a sweep would have been really nice.
Yeah, thanks Twins, though, for not helping us at all.
Yeah, jeez. They suck. They absolutely suck. The 2022 Twins, just when we thought the White Sox this year might be the Twins of last year, nope. The Twins of this year
are the Twins of last
year.
Yeah.
They talk about imploding. And it's great too for the White Sox looking forward, because the Twins wasted prospect capital to get them nowhere, and Carlos Correa is most likely going to sign somewhere else next year.
Yeah. I have a theory he's going to the Cubs. That's just me, though.
I mean, why not? Big market, a team that can absolutely splash.
And that pushes Nick Madrigal out. So, like, I'm kind of like speaking it into existence.
Where's
he going to play if he does? I mean,
show him on the camera. Nicky Two Strikes T-shirt is in full effect today.
About to be Nicky AA. That's what he's about to be.
Speaking of your former favorite player, wow, talk about that one, Carrie.
Yeah. What?
That's your guy,
Nick Madrigal.
Nick Madrigal stan.
No,
I heard at that baseball fan was a big Nick Madrigal stan.
Yeah, well, I'm not that guy. I'm that baseball fan.
That baseball fan,
and you won't see any Nick Madrigal stuff on that account.
I love that.
Shout out to Busby for helping me out with that, by the way. Thanks
man,
you got all my bad shitty Nick Madrigal takes deleted forever. Thank you, buddy.
Well, speaking of getting like blocked and getting accounts deleted, I'd like to thank you for posting a picture of me today that got me blocked by somebody. I'm not going to name names here, but I got blocked by an account today because you posted a picture of me. And I called I call myself a hottie. Apparently that's offensive to call myself a hottie. Let's get back to White Sox talk. So game 2 of the A's White Sox series was that Friday night game where the White Sox were down 3-0 going into the 9th, and a little bit of magic happened. I cannot sing the praises enough of Elvis Andrus. Like, not only has Elvis Andrus been really good, but he's been really good in tough situations.
We talked about that was going to be his revenge game, his revenge series, and he, like, jokingly, and he came through. So it was pretty cool.
He absolutely did. Saturday was another shellacking by the White Sox. The White Sox had 20 hits on Saturday and won that game 10-2. Starting pitching and bullpen were both solid the first 3 games of the series. Even that Friday game with Giolito on the mound, I'll take even against that quadruple A lineup. I know it's still not his best stuff, we're not going to get Giolito's best stuff this year. I think he's got to go back in the cat's lab, develop a third pitch.
I think he needs to stop being fat.
You've said it, not me. Yeah, 20 pounds of muscle, right?
20 pounds of fat. Come on.
I'm calling bullshit.
I know a fat guy when I see one.
He put on that dad bod weight. He's not fat. He put on that dad bod weight.
Yeah. He's dad bod fat. That's what he is.
Absolutely. Ari doesn't even have a kid yet. He has no excuse.
No.
Oh, jeez. But I'll take that out of Giolito. He has 6 innings pitched, 5 hits given up, 2 walks, 3 earned, and 6 strikeouts. Even against the A's, I'll
take any win you can get it at this point, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. And then the last game of the series, and I wanted to ask you about this one. Sox, after all of that run production, then get the tables turned on them. In the words of Michael Scott, my, how the turntables. 10-3 against the A's. They lost that series finale. And as much as I want to blame it on Tony, Johnny Cueto, I asked you about this last time, or maybe a couple episodes ago, about after a Cueto bad start. And I said, are we starting to see the real Johnny Cueto? Is this just a blip on the radar? Is Cueto, are the wheels starting to fall off a little bit here, Carrie?
I don't think so. I think every guy has a shitty start unless you're like Dylan Cease. I'm not out on Cueto at all. I think if you look at the games that he's like pitched well, and it's against some good teams, So, I mean, like that game against Seattle, they lost 3-0, but I mean, I think he had one earned run. I think, like, got no issue with Johnny Cueto. I don't think the wheels are falling off just yet. So yeah. Plus, with the matchups they have, he'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not terribly concerned about Johnny Cueto because first and foremost, I like to say the bar was set very low for Johnny Cueto, and he has absolutely exceeded my expectations. I thought this was just an absolute, complete, washed up signing for the White Sox, just typical hashtag that's so White Sox fashion with Johnny Cueto. But the metrics have me a little worried. And I know his stuff is not going to be fantastic. He's older. He's fallen off a little bit. He's 36. The miles are catching up on him. And that's where I'm starting to get a little worried. I'm worried that the miles are starting to catch up. I don't know about his most recent numbers, but I mean, here's the thing. This is a guy whose fastball velocity is in the 11th percentile.
I'm looking at this too.
Is at the 29th percentile. He is in the bottom 2nd percentile. 98% of pitchers are better than him in whiff percentage, and 93% of pitchers are better than him in getting Ks, right? He does limit the walks, which is fantastic, but I get major Dallas Keuchel vibes.
His velocity's higher, even though it's 91, 92. Dallas was hitting 88, but you look at some of these other numbers, man, he's avoiding the barrel, right? He's avoiding the barrel of the bat. He's not walking guy. He's getting guys to chase. So I think he's fine.
Yeah. That's fair. I mean, this is the thing with metrics, right? You can look at some statistics and say, oh man, like he's due for regression. But then you look at others and you say, okay, well, he's still getting the job done. So I'm a little bit skeptical on Cueto. Once again, he's getting old, man. That arm is starting, I think, to show a little bit of that wear and tear. I'm hoping he can hold on and just be that kind of that big game pitcher that he's been down the stretch and hopefully into the postseason. The White Sox got some games coming up, Carrie. We should talk about those before we close this out. How are we feeling about the White Sox against the Rockies here?
Yeah, we'll talk about these next 3 games coming up because the schedule's kind of weird here. But I feel good against Colorado. I mean, you got Kopech and Cease going, which I think they should still switch Cease and Giolito around so Cease can face Cleveland in 3 games. Um, Giolito's not good against Cleveland, I'm pretty sure. But if you can get Kopech and Giolito out there, you got Chad Kuhl, who, like, not to be punny, but he's cooled off, and then Kyle Freeland, a lefty. And they've been better against lefties lately. And it's in Colorado, I believe. So no,
Nope,
it's
at
it's
home.
it's at
We
home.
are playing at
Shit.
the
I was
G
like,
spot.
if it was in Colorado, it'd be 10 times better. But
Yeah.
I think they're gonna win these next 2 games. I think they're gonna win them pretty easily.
Yeah, I think they're must wins, especially considering
Every
they're
game.
not. Yep, it's true. They are in must win territory every single day at this point. And yes, it's it's not really a possible thing to really ask of this ball club.
No,
You know,
you
to
can't
win
win every
to win
game,
out
but
every single game, but you got to treat every game like it's a must win game.
Mhm.
The thing is, that Cleveland game's more important because you can gain one in the win column and you can gain one in the loss column.
Cleveland's winning. Fuck.
And now they're beating the Angels. I don't know why they're not switching them out.
Yeah. Well, it might just be for now,
Yeah.
but who
Then
knows?
again, too, the last time they messed with the rotation and put Cease in against Baltimore, he didn't look like his best self, right? He gave up those 3 earned runs, right, against Baltimore,
Mhm.
and had trouble with finding the strike zone. Gave up a bomb early in that game. So maybe that's their thought process too. They don't want to mess with Cease and the way in which he's pitching right now. So wins are wins for sure, but man, that Cleveland game on Thursday, I think that's going to be really telling to see where the White Sox are and how they stack up. I
I
think,
couldn't agree more.
yeah, I think if the White Sox lose that game, I think if the White Sox win that game, I know you can't measure, you can't put this into metrics, you can't put this into mathematical statistics, but I think that would really be a huge morale raise for this team. Say you win 2 at home, and then you go on the road and you beat Cleveland on a Thursday afternoon. That would be enormous, especially going into 3 on the road against Detroit that they absolutely should win too. So
Yeah, I was just gonna say that Cleveland game. Every game against Cleveland now that's if we're talking about must-win games. These next 4 they have against Cleveland coming up on Thursday and then the week after. Those you can't lose any of them. Just can't. And if you
yep,
do, you have to make up ground somewhere else. So it's getting to that point now. It's like going to be a playoff feel. So
yeah, and I mean just going through that schedule one more time: Rockies 1 against Cleveland, then 3 against Detroit, 3 against Cleveland against home or at home. So luckily those 3 games against Cleveland are at home. Even though I don't know, are the Sox better on the road or are they better at home?
they're better on the road this year.
I know. I was gonna say, you look at the numbers; they're a better team on the road.
They're like one of the best on the road. I'm pretty sure. They're like
I think they are. Yeah, they're top tier.
Yeah.
I don't think they stack up with like Houston, but they are much better than most of the league on the road. Our boy Luis in the chat. No government names though, of course, right? Yes, you need to murder Detroit. Talk about really bad teams that you have to take advantage of. Luckily, the White Sox did it against Oakland. I think, and that's the funny thing about this team is, I think outside of that sweep against Arizona, as of recent, they've been taking care of
bottom feeders.
Yeah, they've been taking care of business against bad teams. And right now, like I was saying, Cleveland, Detroit, Minnesota, San Diego, the Twins again to close out the year. You got bad teams. Take care of business. You control your own destiny. I've said that. Yes, Cleveland has a lead on you. You might need a tad bit of help, but as long as you keep winning games, you got a shot. Gary, you still there? Oh, thought we had a little bit of lag
I'm here.
there, huh?
It's just cutting out. Just a little tiny lag. it wouldn't be a podcast if my internet didn't just shit out towards the end.
Hey, it's all good. It's gotta stay on brand here, baby.
I know.
God. Well, Carrie, we try to wrap this thing up within a half an hour. I think we're gonna do that. Do you have any final thoughts on our boys on the South Side?
Just win, baby. I mean, who said it best? The damn Jewish Wi-Fi. I think what Mark Davis said it the best. Just win. That's all it is. Just win.
Wasn't that Al Davis, not Mark Davis?
Al Davis, Mark Davis, the one that looked like Chucky. Just win. Okay, so that's all I can say. Beat these shitty teams. Beat Cleveland, and morale goes even higher.
1,000%. I'm telling you, man. They win the next 3. Let's get those playoff tickets. So, well, thank you everybody for tuning in. I appreciate those of you that joined us in the live comments and made us laugh, particularly our guy, Senor Socks, who is making fun of Carrie and his cultural background. We love you, Carrie. Thank you. Oh, yep. And the spotty Wi-Fi. A big shout out to Carrie Spotty Wi-Fi. We will be back with another episode. As Carrie, should we do? We should probably come back with one before the weekend, hopefully. So fingers crossed that we can do that. Thanks so much.
Sounds good.
It's good to see everybody. Have a good one, and go White Sox.
Go Sox.